Hello everyone. This video is a long time coming, but I've been quite busy with our marching band camp, which was a couple weeks ago, and just busy with stuff in general, planning for the school year and whatnot. But played through Expedition 33. I finally got the platinum 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Finally beat the super boss, which was super satisfying. The combat in this game, as I'll get into later, is really satisfying when you get really good at it and when you actually know what's going on. But in general, this game is peak. I think this is not only a genre-defining game, but it is like a defining moment for gaming in general. Like, this is a game that I played, and now it makes me think differently about the games that I like. Like, this game felt like it had soul. It felt like it had heart. Whereas sometimes it's like, I love a game. Like, I love my fair share of random Nintendo games that they crank out. But this game was a game that was special, and I don't know that anything will match it in the next, 5 years. We'll see. But just, you can feel the soul in the game. And if you haven't listened to the development story or, heard about the development story of this game, you have to look up videos and watch it because it's, insane. The game is a legitimate, miracle. And that's not me, glazing. If you don't know what happened to get this game to come out, you have to look it up. It's the studio's first game ever. Granted, they aren't, beginners by any means. It's led by, I think it's either one or two ex-Ubisoft employees who were sick of making the same money grab slop that they do over there and decided to make their own game. And I think this game has been in development since 2020-ish. So it's had a long development cycle, but it paid off. It's a truly beautiful and astounding game, and it is the definition of a 10 out of 10. There are I've counted them, I've planned this video for a while, I just haven't gotten the time to sit down and record it. There are exactly 3 flaws that I have with this game, and 2 of them are small nitpicks that don't even really matter. And one of them is a nitpick that may matter more to some, but it's still a nitpick. They are very specific things. I'm not going to get into story spoilers. I might, inadvertently, in talking about, the gameplay and world exploration and stuff, might spoil some gameplay stuff if that matters to you, but I'm not going to talk about the story other than the exposition. But let's get into that first. The story of this game is amazing. It goes through many twists and turns. The characters, every single character in this game is well written and just awesome. And it helps to have the voice talent that they have in this game. Charlie Cox voices the main character. Ben Starr, who did a great job in Final Fantasy XVI despite the troubles of that one. He's in this one as well. Andy Serkis, Gollum, he's in this one as well. It's they have a stacked cast in this game, and it pays off because the characters are all well written, and it helps because the voice performance is so great. For those who don't know the background of the game, the story, in my opinion, is very similar to Xenoblade 3, actually. I think that might be also why I, have slight ties to it. And also why maybe it didn't grab me quite as much at the beginning. I see people who are captured by this game from the opening moments. And it took me until about I got to the Gestural Village to really, feel it, But it starts off, you're thrown into this world, which I love that the story writers, the developers did this. They don't spoon feed you stuff in this game. A lot of it, you have to put the pieces of the puzzle together. You're just thrown in there. It's not like they have some stupid long drawn explanation of this is how the world works. We've been living in it for a while. You remember, right? Like the main character has to be reminded of the world he's been living in for 30 something years. That does not happen in this game. You have to put it together by yourself, which is awesome. It puts a lot of faith in the person playing to understand and be able to comprehend what's going on. But the premise of this game basically is this is a world where every year the paintress wakes up, there's a giant number on the monolith, and she lowers the number by 1. As soon as she lowers the number by 1, I might be wrong on this. I think it's everyone that's the age of the last number gets Thanos snapped away and they disappear into petals, called the Gamage. I think that's the way that I can't remember if it's like the age that's displayed on the monolith or not. So forgive me for not literally just saying you have to piece the puzzles together and be smart. And I don't remember for sure if that's how it worked or not. It's been a while since I played the beginning of the game. Okay. But that's why we are Expedition 33, because it was 34 at the start of the game. It is lowered to 33. So everyone who is 34 has now gone. And usually what happens is when it is your last year of life, you go out on what is called the expedition. They're kind of stuck in this city called Lumiere, and the rest of the continent is completely unknown to them. The only thing they know is from journals that they find from previous expeditions. So they spend their entire life studying up to go out on this expedition that will likely cost them their lives. But it's like, and this creates a lot of like political tension in the beginning of the game, because you see a lot of fighting between the people, like not physical fighting, but like arguing between people who want to stay and live out their life in peace and just accept that they're going to die, and the people who go out on the expedition and want to fight for a new life. So that is where we are. We are Expedition 33, and we are going out trying to defeat the Paintress so that the Gamage is no more. And again, the story goes through many twists and turns along the way. It's a 3-act story, and it's great. I think the story is super well paced as well, and it showed me that a game does not have to be 70, 80 hours to be immersed in the world and enjoyable. Granted, I spent about 60 on this game anyways, but you can finish this game in about 20 hours if you aren't feeling it too much. You could probably do 15 if you pushed it, but it's not an extremely long game by any means. Especially as far as RPGs are concerned. Getting into the gameplay. First, let's go with world exploration. The continent is large, and I hated traversing it in the beginning. But it kind of does the Final Fantasy, like PlayStation 1 games thing, where you start off being really slow and it being a pain in the butt to walk around on the overworld, and you get upgrades. You get the ability to traverse across water. You get the ability to fly around like the boat and the airship. Again, slight gameplay spoilers, but when you have the overworld, and then you go into the main areas. The main areas of the game are like where most of the gameplay takes place. It's where you fight most of the enemies. It's where all the story stuff happens, yada, yada, yada. Now, what some people will complain about is there's no mini-map in this game, which is like unheard of. I'm used to, in Xenoblade, pressing the follow ball button and using my in-game GPS to take me from plot point to plot point, which is not present here, which the developers said is intentional to give you like more, like force you to get more of a mental map of the areas and make it more memorable to actually explore around and find stuff. And at first, it was really, like, I didn't hate it, but it really made it hard to play for me, because I'm used to at least like knowing if I'm backtracking or knowing if I'm going the right way. And it created a lot of annoyances in the beginning of the game because I'd realize I backtracked and went the wrong way, or I'd be like, oh, this is a dead end, and now where am I supposed to go? But you get used to it relatively fast, and the world design, the level design is very, like, it takes this into account. There's not very many like huge open areas where it's like, where do I go? It's usually pretty clear. It's not like, it's like kind of in between. It's not Final Fantasy 13 hallway simulator where you're walking down a completely linear path. There's definitely options to go every which way, but it guides you pretty well. And I think it's like genius. There's going to be a lot of glazing in this video. The word genius is going to be used many a time. But that's the world exploration, and that comes with my first like big, like small nitpick of the game. I wish the areas had some sort of symbol, like next to their name on the map even, just to say you've gotten everything. Like a symbol to say you found the mime in this area, or there are no mimes in this area. A symbol to say you have defeated the chromatic Nevrons in this area. A symbol to say you found all of the like little item balls that are on the ground. I wish I like knew that I had fully explored an area before I left. But again, that's a big, like, not big, it's like a very tiny, minuscule nitpick that's just like a me thing. I'd like to know like if I 100%ed an area. I saw some people saying it would be interesting if instead of having no map, they had it be like a fog of war map where you make your own map. Like it's, you can't see anything until you walk through it, but I think that still defeats the purpose that they were going for. And as I like progressed through the game and got through it, it's like you get used to it. You get used to the way they hide things. You get used to the way the game works. And I think it's a really good idea. The last thing about like overworld exploration, because I have to get into my second nitpick, there are these challenge areas called Gestural Beaches that you go to. The overworld controls in this game are a little jank. Like, I've heard other people call them jank. I don't think they really are. Like, I'm mostly just re-uttering other YouTubers' opinions when I say that. I don't think it's that jank, but I play a lot of N64, so I don't think I can talk. And what the Gestural Beaches do is they embrace the jank of the overworld controls and force you to do these stupid challenges. Most of them are fun. They force you to do these challenges, and all you get out of it, well, you have to do them all for a trophy, so I had to do it for the platinum, but you get swim suits for the characters by doing it. So you get a very small reward. It's not required by any means. There's a couple of platforming ones, one horizontal platforming one, and the big, like the viral one that's the only up challenge, which I'll have you know, that's not the one I'm going to complain about, because I beat that one in under an hour. It was not easy. I don't want to say easy, but it was fun, and I really enjoyed it as someone who plays a lot of jank 3D platformers. The one that I did not like, and the one that was a little too jank for my taste, was the volleyball one, where you have to use your stupid like attack move to hit the balls back at the gestrals on your boat. The camera angle is, for lack of a better term, it's ass for like what you're doing. It is terrible. And I found myself like just not being like getting too like just too far ahead of the balls and not being able to hit them back. Like I was getting the timing, and then I would just like mess up my positioning a little bit, and it would make me lose. That one game took me like 2 to 3 hours. And yes, this is a get good moment for me. Like I was not good at that game, but it was the one, like, because I remember at this point in the game, this was still like before like halfway through, I was thinking, I can't wait to make my review on this game because this is like a perfect game. And then I got to that part and I was like, I don't think this is a perfect game anymore. But it's a very small thing. Like it's like, again, an extreme personal nitpick, a personal gripe, a personal low point, because this game, in my opinion, has no low points other than that and something else that I'm going to talk about in a second as well. But again, the overworld exploration is super satisfying once you get used to it, especially as you unlock the like more abilities. There's so many like just like small one-off like lore things you find around the overworld just by exploring, and that's what I love about the game. It's just fun to play. Who knew video games could be fun and not feel like a chore or like a checklist you have to go off of? Um, then I guess now I can segue a little bit into my last gripe with the game. And again, it's a very small one, but it's a nitpick that I could see other people having. Like, this is a legitimate, like, not problem, but an issue with the pacing, I feel. And this does have slight gameplay spoilers for what happens in Act 3, so view at your own risk. But long story short, Act 3 starts, the entire world is now open to you. It all of a sudden becomes an open world game in Act 3. You can go straight to the final boss in Act 3 if you really want to. The entire world opens up. You lose your damage cap. You now are no longer restricted by dealing 9,999 damage. You can exceed that now. So you're like, great, I can go around and kill all these really hard things that I was stumbling upon earlier in the adventure, right? And then you go to this area, you get bodied. You go to this area, you get bodied. You go over, try to fight this super boss, you get bodied. And you're like, well, where am I supposed to go? This is the only part that I had to look up a walkthrough for the entire game, and this was a little bit, like, disappointing to me. And granted, I didn't, like... what was I going to say? This is a very personal problem, and I don't know how they would fix it, because I think it's fine the way it is. It's just a little unclear. Like, it doesn't funnel you to where you're supposed to go. It shows you where the final boss is on the map, but it doesn't really give you any other direction unless you happen to go to the campfire and talk to your NPC, like, not NPCs. They aren't NPCs, they're main characters. Yeah, Verso's the main character. Everyone else is NPCs. You talk to the other people and unlock their, like, every character kind of has a side quest at the end of the game, and those get put on the map, but only after you talk to them. And those side quests are kind of about the level that you end off Act 2 at. But it's like, it's kind of hard to figure out where to go to like level up and be capable of doing the other like high level stuff. But that's, again, a very small issue, and an issue I had for about an hour until I looked it up, did like the first two things the guide I found said to do, and then I was fine. I could do whatever I wanted and was free to explore again. So again, a very small gripe with the game, but a gripe nonetheless. The last thing, combat. Getting into combat in a new JRPG is always really intimidating because every game has their own systems. It sometimes feels like I'm taking a college class to try to learn how to properly equip my characters, all the systems in play in every JRPG I play. This one felt like it gave you new information at a very good rate. Like the pacing at which it introduced new like status effects and new systems was very satisfying, and it worked really well. Everybody's freaking out because this game is a turn-based game where you can actually dodge and parry the enemy attack. So there's no more just sitting there and letting the enemies hit you and hoping they miss and don't critical hit and you die. Now every battle is actually like more skill-based. And I will say, this game never felt unfair. Every time I died, it felt like a skill issue, which made it feel all the more satisfying when I eventually did win, especially when I beat that last super boss, like I said. But the combat's really awesome. I love that every character plays differently. That's something that I really liked from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but every character kind of has their own mechanics. So there's actual, other than stats, advantages to using each one, and you can like maybe have a preferred play style. Like each character has a completely different system that they work around. Like, are you not good at the game? Probably don't use Verso because of his perfection mechanic. Skill issue. But the parrying is extremely satisfying too. The enemy moves are designed so well to where it's like, it feels so satisfying once you like finally learn an enemy's moveset and can parry through that entire long combo. It is it's pristine. Like it like gets me hyped. Like the like you pop off when you play this game, which does not happen in other turn-based games. Um but yeah, this video is running long, but there's a lot to talk about with this game and what a juggernaut it is. And it's not even a $80 like AAA game. It's like $50. So go out and buy this game if you don't have it already. Like it's amazing. It's the game of like that defines this generation of gaming, I think. Um but yeah, I hope you enjoyed me rambling on and on about Expedition 33, which will probably have a solid place in my top 5 favorite games of all time. Um, and I hope it wins Game of the Year. I don't see anything else taking it just because of the cultural impact that it's had. There are other games that could like stand up against it. Death Stranding 2, the Ghost of Yotai game. Um, is it like Kingdom Come? Something like that. There's some game that's along those lines in the title that people have been talking about, but I hope this game wins because it is a win for gaming in general. Like, they actually put heart and soul into a game and didn't just pump it out for money. It's amazing. Go play it. Peace out.